Hi YouTube, it's your girl Juanita Franklin coming to you guys with another video on today. But before I get into what this video is about, I just want to say I hope all is well with everyone. I hope everybody's doing what it takes to keep themselves safe from this coronavirus, this COVID-19 that's going around. I hope everybody's finding joy, love, and happiness and peace in your lives. I hope everybody is doing good. I hope all is well with everyone. Everyone. Okay guys, now I can get to what this video is about. This video is an update on what's been going on with me, guys, and it's an update. Yeah, it's an update on what's been going on with me, and the reason I really haven't been vlogging like that lately. It took a lot for me to make this video. I had to get the spiritual strength that I need to make this video. And then I had to make this video when I was ready to make it, because I didn't want to make it like a month ago. I didn't want to make it 3 weeks ago because I really emotionally wasn't ready. The thought of it made me break down and cry. So I didn't want to be on here crying in front of you guys. So I had to wait till I was emotionally strong enough, spiritually strong enough to come on here and discuss the things that went on. So anyway, guys, about a month ago, I almost lost my oldest daughter. I hosted a family game night for me and my kids, and you know, some of my god kids and some of my kids' friends. I hosted a family game night, and we stayed at the hotel for 2 days, okay? So I was going to upload the family game night vlog, but after my daughter went through that in that hotel room, I have not uploaded that vlog. I still got that vlog, and I don't want to upload that vlog right now. But anyway, so yeah, I hosted a family game night, and we had a great time at the hotel. And so then my daughter, her blood pressure shot up sky high. My oldest daughter, her blood pressure shot up real high, and I didn't know her blood pressure shot up high. So she literally went in I had a 2-bedroom hotel suite for that weekend, and she went in one of the bedrooms of the hotel suite, and she collapsed. My older daughter collapsed, and she was unresponsive. She wasn't responding. She was unresponsive. And I had told one of my godsons to go in there and wake her up, to tell her to, you know, when it's time to go to bed. I told him to go wake her up so she can go in the other room where she's supposed to sleep at and get in the bed she's supposed to sleep in. And he went to wake up, and she wouldn't wake up. So he picked her up, and he brought her in the other room, and he laid her in the bed, was trying to wake her up. We all was trying to wake her up, and she would not wake up. I was shaking her. I was screaming her name. I mean, guys, it terrified me so bad. I was screaming so bad. I was panicking so bad. I was screaming her name. She wasn't responding. She couldn't hardly. She was gasping for air. She was shortness of breath. She couldn't hardly breathe, and I kept screaming her name, and I was shaking her, and she wasn't responding, and she wasn't waking up, and I panicked so freaking bad, and she was unresponsive. It's like she was trying to open her eyes, like she was kind of hearing me screaming her name and telling her to wake up, and it's like she was trying to, but she couldn't, and because she was unresponsive, and then she couldn't hardly breathe, and it was terrible. I panicked so bad. I had never in my life panicked that bad before over my kids. I had panicked so bad that night, and someone called the ambulance, and the ambulance came, and I took my daughter to the hospital. So we get to the hospital, and they put me in this room. You know, they was trying to get her to come back around in the ambulance, y'all. Let me double back a little bit. They were trying to get her to come back around in the ambulance. And she still was unresponsive. She still was not responding to the ambulance driver. She was not responding, so they shot some kind of medication. Because they put this thing like an IV thing on the in the ambulance, and they like literally shot some kind of medication through it, and she still wasn't responding. They tried to get her to come around, she was not responding. So when we got to the hospital, they was telling me to wait in the waiting room while all them doctors trying to doctor on her and get her to come back around. But she still was unresponsive. She still was not coming around at all. So the nurse was like, sit down in the waiting room, Mom. We'll come and get you. Let us doctor on her. Let us try to get her to wake up and stuff like that. And my daughter would not wake up for nothing in the world. Nothing in the world. She was unresponsive for hours. Hours. Only thing you could see is the look. When I tried to wake her up. She was trying to open her eyes a little bit for me, but she couldn't do it. Couldn't do it. And all I saw was the white part of her eyes. And that was it. She was out of there. She was out, and and so the doctor came in the room, and the doctor was like, her blood pressure is extremely high. She said her blood pressure shot up sky high. It's real high, and we running tests on her. And I said, please, y'all, please give my baby something to get her blood pressure down, because she's unresponsive. She's not responding. She can't open her eyes. She can't hardly breathe. Please give my baby something. And so the doctor said, okay, well, we'll order her some medication. I said, please get my baby blood pressure down. I said, please get her blood pressure down. Please get my baby to wake up. I was freaking out real bad. I said, please get her wake up, because she's unresponsive. She can't open her eyes. It seemed like she was kind of hearing me, trying to make her wake up, and it's like she was trying to open it, but she couldn't open it. All you saw was all the white part of her eyes showing. That was it. And so I'm not gonna lie, guys. I sat in that hospital room, and I stared at that blood pressure machine all night long. I stared at that blood pressure machine, and I was monitoring her blood pressure myself. The doctor was monitoring her blood pressure too, but I was monitoring it because her blood pressure had shot up sky high. And I was monitoring that blood pressure machine. I was staring at it all night. I couldn't keep my eyes off her, because all I wanted to do, her blood pressure, was to drop back down to normal. And I saw how high it was, and it freaked me out, because I was like, wow. Her blood pressure shot up sky high, and that's what made her collapse, because her blood pressure shot up sky high to the roof. And it made her collapse, and she was unresponsive, and she couldn't respond, and she couldn't open her eyes, and she was gasping for air, couldn't hardly breathe, and everything. So I was like freaking out really, really bad. I was freaking out real, real bad. Hold on one second, guys. Okay, my camera cut off, guys. So I was trying to, like I said, I sat up in the hospital room all night long, just staring at the blood pressure machine all night long. I was sleepy. I kept dozing off, but I kept jumping right back up, because I was trying my best to fight my sleep, to keep from falling asleep, because I was so worried about my daughter, and I just wanted my daughter to wake up and respond and stuff, and she wasn't. She was unresponsive the whole night. And so, but her blood pressure was going down little by little. It was going down little by little. So she was unresponsive all night, and she couldn't open her eyes for nothing in the world, guys. That freaked me out. All I saw was a white part of my daughter's eyes. I tried everything in my power to wake her up. The doctor tried everything in their power to wake her up, and she wouldn't wake up for nothing in the world. She was unresponsive the whole night. And so when her blood pressure went back down to normal, I think it was like 4 some or 5 some in the morning, when her blood pressure finally went back down to normal. And they had the doctor bought this recliner chair in the room and set it, laid it close to my daughter's bed, and because they knew I was sleepy. So I laid in that recliner, and I was dozing off, but still kept jumping up and opening my eyes and standing up the blood pressure machine and watching my daughter and still trying to talk to my daughter, get my daughter to wake up, but she wouldn't. I tried the whole entire night to get her to respond, and she wouldn't, to get her to open her eyes, and she wouldn't. And I just kept, and she was trying, but she couldn't. And so about 4, 5 o'clock in the morning, 4 something, 5 something in the morning, her blood pressure finally dropped back down to normal. And that's when she opened her eyes, guys. It's like God worked a miracle on my daughter. When her blood pressure came back to normal, that's when she opened her eyes. And I literally started crying. When I saw my daughter open her eyes, I started crying. I started crying. I was so freaking emotional. I started crying. And the doctor came in the room, and the doctor was like, my daughter opened her eyes, and she was like, she said, where I'm at? She was like, where I'm at? I said, you in the hospital. Then she said, how I get here? And then I told her, then I was like, you couldn't open your eyes the whole night. You was unresponsive. The whole entire night, you was gasping for air, how they breathe. They had to get her breathing right. It was just, oh gosh, it was like, man, it was terrible. The whole entire night, my daughter can hardly breathe. My daughter was unresponsive. And then she kept gasping for air, can hardly breathe. It was terrifying the mess out of me. I'm not gonna lie. And so I was thinking, I was thankful that she finally opened her eyes like a 4 something, 5 something in the morning. And she was like, well, I'm mad how I get here and what happened. And I had to explain to her how she got there, what happened, and how she can hardly breathe. They had to give her some kind of medicine through her IV to get her breathing under control. And then they also was like, did an EKG on her heart. They was doing different tests on her heart, on her lungs, and different stuff. They did all kind of tests on her. And, man, when that blood pressure got back to normal, that made my day. It made my day. But I was like terrified. I told my daughter, I said, you scared the crap out of me. And so the doctor said, the thing about it is, guys, my daughter, she's a diabetic. And she's on the pills. So a couple of months back, she went to see her doctor. And her doctor put her on some type of blood pressure medication. But I think they had put on like 5 milligrams of lisinopril. Lisinopril is a blood pressure pills. But a blood pressure medication. They put on like 5 milligrams of it. And she said the doctor told her that, she said, I don't got no hypertension, Mom. She was like, they just put me on it, keeping me catching hypertension, keeping me catching it because I'm a diabetic. So she thought that she really didn't need it. They just putting her on to keep her catching high blood pressure. But obviously, guys, I think my daughter do have high blood pressure because why would her blood pressure shoot up through the roof like that? And so the doctors, they ran all kind of tests on her, and they came in the room. They was like, Mom, make sure your daughter take her blood pressure medication. When we drew her blood, it was showing in the blood that she was skipping her medication. She wasn't taking her medication every day. And I said, oh, really? And he was like, yeah. So I'm thinking like, but she thought that she didn't have to take it every day. She thought she didn't have no problem. She didn't think it was a blood pressure problem. She thought they just gave it to her to keep from her end up with high blood pressure, just for her to take it, you know. So I think that's why she was skipping, because she thought that they just gave it to her just to be, you know, to keep from her end up with hypertension. But I told her she could never in her life skip that medication no more. You know, because her blood pressure ran up through the roof and she collapsed. And it terrified the crap out of all of us. All of us was terrified. But yeah, I had experienced so much pain. I experienced so much pain this year. I have shed so many tears. I really have. I have had, I shed a lot of pain. And I shed a lot of tears. And a lot of times when I needed comforting, I did. I needed comforting. I needed support outside of the people that's like you guys. Y'all support me and my kids. You know, my kids always there. But me and my kids went through it together. But I have needed support. It's been times I had needed support, but I didn't get it. I didn't get the support I needed. You know, I'm talking about from the people that's here. I didn't get the support that I needed. You know, it's bad enough you're hurting and you're devastated, but then to have somebody trying to do evil against you and you going through these things is even worse. Just like my daughter got sick a month ago, I reached out to her dad's side of the family and his niece, and God knows I'm not talking about no one, because I don't believe in that, getting on here gossiping and I don't believe in getting on here talking about people trying to bash people's. I'm not that type of person. But his niece, I'm contacting my baby daddy's side of the family, trying to let them know what happened with her. And his niece on the phone being rude to me. And I haven't did nothing to her. She acted like she was concerned at first. Then she just started being rude out of nowhere. I said, you know what? I can't deal with her rudeness and what my daughter is going through at the same time. So I literally had to block her. I blocked her because she was being rude for no apparent reason. And I have not did nothing to her. So I had blocked her. So yeah, I wanted you guys to give you an update on what I have been going through. You know, what I went through, what I have been going through, what I went through. Like I said, I had a whole lot of prayers. I had a lot of prayers the last 3 weeks. I was getting prayers prior to the end too, but after my daughter went through that, I got a whole lot of prayers. You know what I'm saying? Me and my kids and my granddaughter had a lot of prayers. I'm not going to lie. So I just wanted to give you guys an update. You know, thank God she's doing better. Thank God she came back around. Thank God her blood pressure dropped back down to normal. Thank God she opened her eyes. After being unresponsive all night, she finally opened her eyes. So I thank God for that. Because I'm not going to lie, I was devastated. I was panicking real bad. I was screaming. Oh, it freaked me out real bad. I was screaming her name. I was screaming, shaking her, and panicking. I panicked real bad. I panicked so freaking bad. So anyway, I wanted to give you guys an update on what's been going on with me. The reason I haven't hardly been vlogging, and I didn't want to just up and start uploading regular videos again without giving you guys an update on what's been going on with me. The reason I haven't been vlogging and me and my family. And I do miss you guys. I love you guys. Thank you guys for your love and your support. I appreciate you guys. I really do. I really do. I never in my life went through nothing like that with my daughter before. And I hope to God it never happen again. Like I said, I had a lot of prayers. Not only I had a lot of prayers, but I had the right kind of prayers. You know what I'm saying? And the right kind of prayers. I had a lot of prayers and the right kind of prayers. Me and my kids and my grandbaby, we had a lot of prayers and the right kind of prayers. So I thank God for that, for all the different pastors that stepped up and prayed over me and my family. I thank God for every last one of them. And it was quite a bit of them that prayed. I'm not going to lie. There's quite a few of them that prayed. But anyway, guys, I'm about to end this video. Comment, subscribe, like, share. Hit the post notification button. Start this journey with me. I love you guys. See you guys in the next video. Peace. Okay, so it's different. My camera cut off again, but it's different pastors that been knowing me for years. I know past. I know because I was in church for so many years. I have been in church for so many years. I know so many different pastors, and some of the pastors I know pastors that been knowing me since my kid was a baby. I know pastors that been knowing me for years, and I still, when I need prayer for me or my kids or my granddaughter, I can still connect with these pastors. I can still contact these pastors. I got ways of still contacting these same pastors. Some of the pastors, like I said, they've been praying for me and my kids for a very, very long time. And they also been praying for my granddaughter since she's been born. So I can literally go to any of these pastors anytime I want to. I can go to them anytime I need them, anytime I want to, anytime I need them. I can go to them. But it's this one pastor, guys. Man, he is so powerful. The God in him is so powerful. And when he pray, his spirit discernment, he got a strong spirit of discernment. And I'm not going to lie, every time he pray for me, I cry. I'm not going to lie, this man is so powerful. His spirit discernment is so strong. Each time he prayed for me, I cried, guys. I cried because he can pick up on things God would show him things through his discernment that I went through. Things that I went through that hurted me. Things that I went through that traumatized me. Things that I went through that wounded my spirit. Things that I went through that I should never have gone through. He really got a strong spirit of discernment. And God shows him things. I mean, this pastor discernment is so strong. He go all the way back down to my childhood. That's how strong his discernment is. That's how keen his discernment is. God showed him things, and then God showed him things from my childhood all the way up to my adulthood. And every time he prayed for me, I kid you not, I be crying and weeping like a baby. I be crying because God don't show him my pain. God don't show him my tears. He showed him the scar, the wounds, the trauma, all the things, all the evil that was done, all the evil that was done against me and my kids in the past. Even if somebody tried to do something even to my granddaughter in the past, God showed that pastor. God showed that pastor through his discernment. God showed that man of God. And I kid you not, I started crying like a baby. And it's the second time he prayed for me that I cried like that. 7 years ago, he prayed for me. And I cried. He prayed for me again this week. And I cried. I kid you not. I mean, man. I mean, all the pastors that's been praying, all the pastors that God showed them all the evil that was done and all the prayers that was prayed. I'm not going to mention all the prayers that was prayed, but through their discernment, God showed them some things. God showed them all the evil that was done against me, my kids. Even little stuff people had tried to do to my grandbaby in the past. God showed them. So it's like, I'm not going to lie, I've been through a lot in my life. I've been through a lot of pain, a lot of tears. I done been traumatized. I done been broken. My spirit had been wounded. I had been scarred. Man, I remember one time, guys, I was in so much pain. When I tried to go to God and pray, I can't even get the words out of my mouth. Because that's how bad I was crying. And that's how bad the pain was. I couldn't even get the words out of my mouth. If even you guys ever went through something that hurted you so bad, you couldn't even get the words out your mouth when you tried to pray. Man, that's how hurt you was. You so hurt. You was so hurt that you couldn't get the words out your mouth when you tried to pray. That was me. Like I said, I thank the Lord for all the pastors that lifted me and my kids and my granddaughter up in prayer. The last few weeks. Say the last month or so. The last few weeks, but especially the last 2 or 3 weeks. I had a whole lot of prayers from different pastors for me and my kids and my granddaughter. I'm not gonna lie, I really had. And I needed that because I need to gain some spiritual strength. And I needed to, I needed God to strengthen me. I needed God to strengthen me because I've been through a lot. I've been through a whole lot. I've been through a lot that I never told anybody I've been through. I've been through a lot, But I thank the Lord for every last one of those pastors that's prayed over me and my kids and my granddaughter. And thank the Lord for every last one of them. I thank the Lord for my kids, my grandbaby. I thank the Lord for you guys. God is good all the time. Just thank the Lord for all the great prayers and all the blessings and just everything, For waking me and my kids up this morning, for a roof over our head, clothes on our back, food on the table. I just thank the Lord for everything. But yeah, guys, so I went through it with my daughter a month ago, and man, this year, guys, have been a year. I'm not gonna lie, this year has been a year for me. Because tell you how this year went for me. The beginning of the year, I think like this year around the January, February, or March, something like that. Within those 3 months, I lost a friend of mine. And she is the reason I got this apartment that I'm living in right to this day. I got this apartment because of her. She made sure I got this apartment. She the one came and got me in her truck, way from the north side, north suburb, and brought me all the way here to see this apartment, make sure I got this apartment. And she died at home, sitting in her chair, on her laptop. Okay, and then that hurted me. And then my daughter ended up miscarriaging, losing my unborn grandbaby in the womb. That devastated me and my kids. That hurted me and my kids real bad. That was very devastating to go through. And then, who else I lost this year? And then my baby daddy ended up in the hospital, intensive care, on intensive care. He had a heart attack. Okay, I had to pray all day and all night for him, for nothing to happen to him. Then my baby daddy brother turned around. We lost him, and me and him was real close for many years. We was very close. We lost him, and then I'm trying to see who else. Who else this year? Then my disabled daughter ended up in the hospital again for almost 2 weeks. Then we then she get out. Then my oldest daughter. I went through that one. My oldest daughter got sick and collapsed a month ago. This year have really been a hurtful year for me. I have experienced so much pain. I cried so many tears. I swear to God,